Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll get a quick recap of some of the development projects going on around town, including news from Westfield Hawthorne Mall. We'll visit with Hawthorne District 73 Superintendent Nick Brown to talk about back-to-school preparation, as well as run down school start dates for various local districts. We'll get ready for the Vernon Hills Park District's annual Little Bear Rib Fest, a music and food extravaganza planned for August 22nd and 23rd at Century Park. We'll check in with the Vernon Hills Police Department to find out about the upcoming law enforcement exhibition, as well as review a few quick safety reminders. And we'll relive some of the celebration of the July 15th Village Board meeting when Operation Welcome Home honored returning U.S. Army Sergeant David Patak. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, you've probably driven around town and seen a lot of new things going up, or even heard about some of the projects that are in the works. So we've come over to talk to Joe Carey here at the Village of Vernon Hills Village Hall. Joe is the Director of Community Development as well as the Assistant Village Manager. And Joe, you have been busy this summer. I mean, we see a lot of stuff all over, but generally, what kind of trends are you seeing? Is it looking like a healthy economy for us? We have so much retail, so much commercial. How's that looking?
Well, the summer certainly has been very busy. A number of different developments and meetings going on before the Planning and Zoning Commission on a number of different projects, both large and small.
Okay, but so that's good. It's a good thing when we're busy, right? Okay, excellent. One of the things that people have been seeing and that we get really excited about is Westfield Mall, Hawthorne Mall. We've heard for years things were going to happen. It is really popping along over there. And one of the things, as we're taping this, Maggiano's is just open. That looks like it's a beautiful facility. Can you talk just a little bit in general about some of the things at the mall that are happening?
Sure. Well, Maggiano's had a grand opening on July 21st. They had a ribbon cutting with a braid of pasta that really opened the doors for the public, and we're really excited for it. I think it's going to be a great addition to the mall. As you're aware, there's been conversations throughout the years of renovating the mall and adding different additional improvements to it, both in entranceways as well as the addition of a new AMC theater, additional restaurants such as Smash Burger, and others that are still in the works and negotiation process. But really,
it looks good because you talked about those entrances. We can see how they've done all that work. Now, is there going to be I've heard talk of a big electronic sign. Is that still in the works for them all?
There will be several new signs being proposed as part of the overall mall renovation. It's one of those projects that was approved by the board and still going through the process, but we're really excited for it. The mall is certainly a real keystone to the village, and we couldn't be happier that it's moving forward in the right direction.
Well, and when you talk about, even I've heard, that they're making other improvements to the food court, to kiddie land, just all the, playland, anything they can do. But when we look at the back of that mall, that theater, that multiplex is definitely a multiplex. It's a big theater system going up, and that's going to be state-of-the-art sound and everything else. But that's going to be a while, right? Are we hoping next year?
Well, right now that's the plan, is to be next year, summer 2015, that they will open up the doors, as well as all the other restaurants and improvements that they're looking to make.
So over the next year, and as we go through the holidays and back through to next summer, we can look at a lot of stuff going up over there at Westfield. Well, that's exciting. It's been kind of a long discussion, I know, so thank you for everybody over here for keeping after that. So that's Westfield Hawthorne. Make sure you stop over. If you haven't been there for a while, stop over and keep stopping over to see all the new things over there. Now let's talk about Menards. Now, Menards was looking to go in at Milwaukee and Greg's Parkway. That has been topic of discussion and a lot of meetings, a lot of public hearings. You've had a lot of meetings with homeowners groups and things. But truly the history of that is that was zoned that way at the inception of that whole development. Is that not true? Oh,
that's correct. All since the inception of the Cuneo Greg's Landing property, part of the shops at Greg's Landing always envisioned having a northern development in similar fashion to the current shopping centers, which is the Lowe's and the Mariano's.
And I know other people have been in and out on that, and the economy kind of shifted, and that changed things. But now Menards is a go. You've gone through all the public hearings, you've had all the discussions, so that will be coming in. Is that correct?
That is correct. We've really gone through an extensive process, starting back from a concept review presentation before the committee of the whole, as far back as last year, and going forward through the technical review process with staff, numerous meetings before the Planning and Zoning Commission, meetings with adjacent homeowners associations, and several meetings before the committee of the whole, and then ultimately adopted by the village board through an ordinance.
Okay, so that work will be starting relatively soon, I would think. And I know when it comes to the things that you had your ears on for from the community, I know it was everything from landscaping and signage and all those things that everybody worked really hard in. And Menards really stepped up. I know a lot of times these corporations don't like to change their plans, but Menards did make some concessions just so it looks better for the community.
That's correct. And we continue to work very closely with Menards and the HOAs, specifically the Bay Hill Homeowners Association to the west of the property, as well as the Libertyville Homeowners Association to the north. Our commitment to the residents is to make sure that the appropriate landscaping is provided, and we're working closely to make sure that that happens.
Okay, well, that's interesting that you're working even with Libertyville, because you always think kind of that line cuts across and nothing goes the other way, but that's nice that you guys are doing it that way. Well, that's Menards. That's going to be something that we've been talking about for a while. Another big project is the Oaks of Vernon Hills. That's over on Route 45. It's the old, Kelly's Camp area, that whole place. That is shaping up. It has a beautiful entrance, but that's coming along. I would think they're going to be ready for some rentals soon.
Absolutely. They've actually, if you visit their website, they've already posted information related to leasing and owning or rentals, excuse me. And so that's definitely moving forward very, very quickly. And what they've done in that back of the development is really remarkable, is how quickly they've been able to put up those buildings.
Right. Once they get that infrastructure in the ground, it seems to go really quickly. So, and that's been a long time coming too. That's one of those spots in town that we've talked about over the years, because at one time it was going to be used one way, then another. The economy really kind of slowed everything down there for a little bit. So it's good to see that we're going to have the Oaks coming in. Just to go through like kind of a laundry list here, Rust-Oleum's addition looks beautiful when you drive up Deer Path Road. So that's ready to go. Is anything else going to be done over on that end, or is that all pretty much done?
Things are being finalized, but otherwise it's pretty much wrapped up there. That's
a pretty interesting project corporate-wise. I saw a sign over by the former Tilted Kilt, former Max and Irma's, which is over in a restaurant in one of those front lots in front of like the Home Depot area. What's going to be happening over there?
That's correct. 447 North Milwaukee, that's the site of the former Tilted Kilt property. Right now, and what's actually going before the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting on July 23rd, will be a proposed drive-through Panera as well as an American Mattress. Their proposal is calling for actually demoing the existing building and building a new building with the same frontage to the west along Milwaukee Avenue, providing appropriate screening for the drive-through, as well as providing additional aesthetic improvements to the architecture of the building, which I think when all is said and done, the proposal looks outstanding. I think it's going to be a Panera that people will look forward to going to.
I like the idea of a drive-through Panera. One more place I can go that I don't have to work too hard. When we talk about drive-throughs and things like that, the McDonald's over on the corner of Milwaukee, kind of across from the mall, I know they've been undergoing some discussion and some work before the planning committees and the zoning committees too, to make some improvements there. Is that still in the works?
That is still in the works. The plans have been approved by the village board, and so that is still a process that hasn't yet begun, but is something that we're hopeful and looking forward to seeing come to fruition.
Okay, and that includes things like a double drive-through and some of the things we've seen at some of the other McDonald's at other places. So we're going to be kind of like those other newer ones. That's good to know. We've had a lot of things happen, like that AAA Car Care Center, which is kind of over in front of where the Lowe's and Menards. That looks like it's about ready to open up.
That's correct. They've done really great work over there and really are kind of finalizing a lot of different punch list items that are there.
A lot of things happening, a lot of littler shops in and out of retail spaces, and that more will happen as things shift around in town. I know if people want to find out more, if they want to find out more about the projects, you always have a listing on the website, so that's a good place to go to. They can always call you, and if you have a business that you're interested in locating here at Vernon Hills, are you the point person then?
Absolutely.
So you're the guy that can make it nice and easy to get here. That's good to know.
That's my job.
So think of the list of those places that you want to move into town. So thank you very much, Joe. We appreciate it, and we will keep shopping around town because we know it's always a good thing to spend our money here in town. And thanks for your time.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, August, we always think of that as back to school time, not just here in Vernon Hills, but all over. We know children and families, you're really swinging into high gear. So we wanted to continue that thought. We've come over to Hawthorne District 73's offices. We're with Superintendent Nick Brown to kind of go over some back to school matters with us. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Brown, and you guys are ready for school.
Oh, yes, we're ready to go. We've got a lot of exciting activities to prepare for school. Many people think that the school system stops in the summer, and it really doesn't. We've had some summer programming wrapping up. This week we started our band camps, but I encourage parents to check our webpage, look for important dates. As we get started in August, we have some important dates for kindergartners. On the 22nd, I believe, they can come and try some bus rides and check it out. And on the 26th, we have opportunities for elementary students to come and walk through the buildings, see their classes, drop off supplies. And also on the 26th, the middle school students, they can come and walk their schedule and get familiar with it way before we get started up on the school. So it's a very exciting time.
Yeah, and I know you've also got meetings for parents, like especially if they're new to the district. After school starts, there's meetings for parents. There's just a lot of stuff that you want people going to your website. I know most of our school districts around here have websites just filled with information. And in fact, you have an opportunity where people can sign up for newsletters as well.
Yes, our website's very handy. We'd ask you to go there. It's got all the information for you to sign up, get information. We have an electronic newsletter. So if you sign up and give us your email address, that will get emailed out to you through the year, and it'll give you important information. And we ask folks to check the website. It's a great way to be proactive, to make your plans. We know it's very busy, and you're all having fun in the summer, and you're participating in many activities with your children, but now's the time maybe to sit down and sort of set a calendar, and you can check those websites, and it'll give you the calendar and tell you what's coming up for your student, for your grade, and for your building.
And when we talk about getting ready, kind of setting the schedule, also the teachers in the classroom always say it's really good to get on a schedule. Just even getting to bed on time and eating breakfast and getting to school on time, that covers a world of good right there.
Oh, yes. As we're getting closer to the start of school, we would recommend folks starting a little bit of a schedule structure. Summer's very unstructured for students, and that's a lot of fun. But it's probably time to start putting in a bedtime, go to sleep, getting up a little earlier, and getting in practice for that. We'd also encourage, if you have any summer assignments that you may have received, you might want to get working on those and participate. And also just generally read. Read for fun, but get back into that practice of sitting down and reading a book or reading it off your Kindle and enjoying yourself, but kind of getting back into the flow of thinking and problem solving and reading, because summer can be free.
Well, and when we talk to, people are going to be watching their mailboxes, but I know Hawthorne generally, like about a week or two before school starts, that's when people find out what their class schedule is, who their teacher is. But still, mark on your calendar so you know and you're ready that day to come in and drop off your pencils and see everything.
Right. Yeah, I would say about a week before the 26th of August, you'll start getting information mailed to you, and then that way you'll know who your student, your child's going to have, or a teacher, and what the schedule will be, and that way you can also get your supply lists. And we'd encourage you to start early with the supply list and see what there is out there, and just kind of plan ahead. And feel free to call the schools or contact our office at the district office if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to help you make this a good transition into the start of school.
Now, we're here at Hawthorne, and those of you who are in our viewing audience, you know there's a lot of schools, and there's a lot of different neighborhoods go to different places, whether it's Mundelein, Diamond Lake, Libertyville for elementaries, or the different high schools. Now, Hawthorne tends to serve, how many students have we got now at Hawthorne here? there?
We have about 4,000 students from all the neighborhoods that you're talking about.
Yes,
We had quite a
exactly.
few, and so we hit a wide range of communities, and that also means that that webpage is very important for you to follow along. But with 4,000 students, we've been planning our transition quite carefully. We've spent the last 2 years looking at how we use our buildings and our facilities, and we had some buildings that were overutilized, 99% full, and some that were a little underutilized. So we've had a committee of parents and staff and community members, and over the past 2 years really analyzed how we use our facilities. So many people have heard the term reorganization, and Hawthorne is in a reorganization plan, but that will not start until the fall of 2015. So that's the 2015-2016 school year. I have had some people call and think it's immediate or next fall. No, we have the entire year to finish the details and plan out how that'll work. I would encourage parents, again, the webpage is excellent. Sign up for the emails. But sometime late September, early October, we'll be providing the board with some suggestions on how students would be assigned to certain buildings. But that does not occur until the 2015-2016 school year.
So we are business as usual at Hawthorne for pre-K through 8 going through this next school year. So if you've heard something at the pool or something around town, take a little time and get educated about it. And that's another good topic to stay abreast of so parents can continue to watch and give input as you go through.
Yes, very much so. One of the very exciting things about that reorganization plan is that in the 2015-2016 school year, Hawthorne will be offering full-day kindergarten to all students. And that is not a tuition base. There's free of charge. And so we're excited to be offering that to our community and our students. But it is very important to stay connected. The PTO is an excellent vehicle to stay connected and communicate with parents and see what's going on. Our webpage, our email newsletters. I know I keep coming back to that, but that's the best source of information for you.
Don't wait for it to come and knock on your door. Be proactive and look for that information, whether it's about the reorganization or when, like, the next basketball game is or anything. That's where we can find the information. So now, as you said, that's not going to happen until 2015. So right now, you're going to look at regular school year, everybody assigned kind of as they have been in the past. Watch for your letters coming right before school starts, and just stay ready. That's about the best way to get ready for school, is just to be ready and be there on time.
That is correct. And a couple of quick reminders. We've been working hard to get ready for school to start. We've had some summer programs. We would encourage parents and families kind of start getting that schedule ready, the sleeping schedule, the good breakfasts, talking about school, reading your favorite books, and just preparing for the structure of school. And that it is regular. It's the same as we have done in the past. No big changes for this school year. And we're really looking forward to everybody coming. We've got a lot of great events. And there are a lot of ways for students and parents to participate in Hawthorne, be it clubs or sporting events. So we look forward to really having you come and be part of the Hawthorne family.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time, Superintendent Brown. Remember, look online for all of your school districts. And if you don't know where your child is supposed to go to school, maybe you have just moved here, call one of the district offices, whether it's Hawthorne or anywhere. They'll tell you where you need to be. Check the website so you know what day school starts, and just be ready to go. And it's going to be a great school year. I can tell at Hawthorne it's going to be the same all the way.
Oh, yes. We're looking for a great year. It'll be a lot of fun. We look forward to seeing you coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are here at Real Urban Barbecue, which is in the Vernon Hills Town Center out at Route 45 in Milwaukee. We're not here really to talk barbecue, but kind of. We're with Marty Welsh. He's the Little Bear Rib Fest guru for the Vernon Hills Park District. I don't know if that's actually on your title.
It is my official title, yes, of course.
Let's talk about the Little Bear Rib Fest coming back. Now, how many years has this been?
Well, before we started on camera, you asked if it was our third annual. I said, no, this is our fourth annual. We are thrilled to be back for year number 4. This has been such a great event for the community. I think the most important part that I see having it being a success is the partnerships between everybody involved, from the Park District staff to the village staff, Public Works, Fire, Police, Lake County, all of the nonprofit groups, Rotary, Lions, Knights of Columbus. Everybody steps up and volunteered. It's so great to have, such cooperation to make such a great event take place.
And that's true. It is kind of one of the things people say, Vernon Hills is a young community, but stuff like this, it really looks like we've been around and knowing how to do this for quite a while.
Well, having the help of the people that run the summer celebration in my back pocket really helps. Going on 25, 30 years of that event really helps, having a lot of experience with them.
We are good at celebrating in this town, I will say. Well, we better remind everybody when this Little Bear Rib Fest is. August 22nd, 23rd. That's a Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, it's coming up quick. Can you believe it? It's going to be Friday, August 22nd and 23rd at Century Park, right off of Lakeview Parkway. Essentially, if you're familiar with the summer celebration grounds, it'll be the exact same grounds, just a little bit smaller. We are not doing the carnival. It's an event geared more towards the adult crowd. We'll be having top-notch beers. We'll have world-famous rib vendors, including Real Urban Barbecue right here, as well as some nationally known entertainment. So,
well, let's talk about that entertainment, because you started this a few years back. You've been pulling in some big names. People drive all around to see that, and this comes right here to our town. Let's talk about what you got this year.
Oh yeah, our motto is no fluff. We want it to be fun. We are staying true to the music part of it. We're bringing in top-notch bands, award-winning bands, and we are making a little bit of a change this year. We're going to be inviting some country music artists to come on Friday night, and then we'll be doing blues music on Saturday night. So
those are cousins of each other.
Exactly.
Don't you think?
I love country and blues. So we are going to be inviting headliner Keith Anderson, who had a big hit a few years back with a song called "Pickin' Wildflowers." You all might have heard of that. So he'll be headlining.
Can you sing it for us? Okay,
you want
gotta
viewers,
come to the show.
right?
We'll come to the show.
Yeah. I'll stay behind the scenes where I belong. But we've got him out headlining on Friday night. Opening up for him is an up-and-coming Nashville singer-songwriter named Amber Hayes, phenomenal singer as well. And on Saturday night, bringing back for the second year in a row, Trampled Underfoot is going to be headlining. Yeah, phenomenal band out of Kansas City. Their newest album is hitting the chart, number 1 on the charts for Amazon number 1 blues album, iTunes number 1 blues album, Billboard number 1 blues album. So we're really lucky to have them back here. So they're going to be headlining Saturday night. Before them is going to be a really, really cool thing that we've been working on. It's going to be kind of an exclusive thing to the Chicago area. We're going to be doing a Junior Wells All-Star tribute. For those of you who don't know, Junior Wells was an old-time harmonica player from Chicago, played with everybody from the Rolling Stones to Muddy Waters to Bob Dylan. Everybody wanted to play with Junior Wells. So we got some area and nationally known harmonica players coming in to do a tribute. So you got to stay tuned to littlebearribfest.com for more information about that.
Well, that's the music. You said there's always food. There's beverages. Yeah. Let's talk about the food a little more.
The food. Well, of course, we're here and I'm getting hungry. So after this taping, I think you know what we're doing. Well, of course, we've got our Real Urban Barbecue. We'll be there for their 4th year as well. They've been there from the beginning. Been huge supporters of the event. So thank you to Jeff Shapiro and his staff for helping out. We've also got Uncle Bub's down from the western suburbs in Westmont. They're a nationally award-winning rib company as well. We've got from in Long Grove, we've got Smokin' Teas, phenomenal place as well. We've got the Full Slab that originally had a restaurant in up near the Grays Lake area, but now they're just doing catering, special events, doing what they know best. And then we've also got a newcomer coming on board this year. It's called a Superb Grill. another catering company out of Zion area. So they're going to be on site doing some great ribs.
And I know people that know barbecue, they know the dry rubs and the wet and all
yeah.
that, and you'll have that whole
They
selection.
do, the St. Louis style, the baby back style, the wet rubs, the dry rubs, the perfection rubs. So
Excellent. So you want music, and also you said, did you say some different kinds of beer? I mean, we are a family show, but again, this is catered to the adults.
we will have some adult beverages. We'll feature a lot of your favorites, but we'll also be bringing in some craft specialty beers as well. And then we'll also have pop, soda, water available. A lot of the rib vendors also have their own unique blends of teas and lemonades and things like that they'll be selling. We'll have the Rotary doing corn, and then Bobo's of Vernon Hills will be doing dessert items. So we got the whole package
Got
for
everything
you.
you need. And remember, there isn't a Medway, and it really isn't. It's more for the grown-ups to come out. Let's talk about that too. You come out, and there is an admission, and it goes toward programming.
Yeah, it's a $5 admission fee, and when you look at the lineup, I think it's very, very, very reasonable. And then, all the money that we earn towards the event goes to Park District programming. It's going to be a great event.
And remembering too, there are people that really need Park District programming, but we do have to give help from time to time. We're very fortunate, very affluent, but we have all kinds of people here.
Sure, exactly. We have a family scholarship fund that we do utilize a lot of our special event revenues to help offset some of the costs associated with awarding scholarships to families in need. So
really, the
this
money
event-
stays here.
Exactly. It all stays local. So come on out. So
Excellent.
support the event.
Well, and like you said, stay tuned on Little Bear Rib Fest so you know how to get there, when to get there, what's going on, and thank you for your work on it. And it does smell great in here. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision yet on Channel 4, but thanks for your time, and we look forward to it.
Thank you, Lynn.
We're looking forward to being at Little Bear Rib Fest 2014 with all the other vendors. Come and spend the day, or in the meantime, you can come visit us at the Vernon Hills Town Center.
Well, we are here at Westfield Hawthorne Mall in the heart of Vernon Hills. We're with Kim Christensen of the Vernon Hills Police Department. We're going to talk about a few things with you, a little bit of safety, a little bit of security. Let's start out with the Law Enforcement Expo coming up, though. It's going to be right here at this mall.
September 13th and September 14th, Saturday and Sunday, is our 10th Law Enforcement Exhibition, our 10th year for it.
Now, this is something, like you said, you've been doing it for about 10 years now, and you always do that around the September 11th time frame to kind of give honor to the heroes.
Exactly. Well, from the very beginning, we took the law enforcement theme and thought this would be a perfect time to do it, and it's been a tradition ever since.
And let's tell people what's going on, because it's not just Vernon Hills who's here. I mean, it was you guys, but you maybe don't have your whole lineup figured out yet, but it's everybody from around here.
Yeah, you're right. I do not have a total list of what agencies are coming. Last year, I'll give you an example. Last year, we had about 23 or 24 law enforcement related agencies. So far now, as we stand here today, I think I've got a firm commitment from 13 or 14, plus another 8 or 9 that have said we're coming, but I just haven't received the paperwork. We did receive some word back, official word back, some commitment, so to speak, from several agencies that have been here in a long time, including a couple that have never been here. So we're excited about that. We're looking forward to it, and we anticipate a lot of agencies again.
So when you say there's an agency here, you'll see officers, you'll see equipment, you'll see displays, and it's just a really important outreach opportunity.
Yeah, oh, sure it is. Yeah, you'll see officers, of course. Some agencies will bring some of their police explorers in and set up a table about that. A lot of vehicles. I've been told that one of the agencies might be bringing a Hummer in this year. A motorcycle perhaps, a couple vans, all types of different vehicles and different equipment. It's really up to what each individual agency wants to do and how much they want to tackle when they get involved in it. It is a big commitment for everybody involved.
Well, and I know at one point, I remember you've had at different times, like even, not that we know what's going to happen yet, we're taping this kind of early on and putting you on the spot, but you know, canine things and simulators with the goggles, all kinds of things people can do interactively.
Oh, sure, we will have a lot of that, and in each agency, there might be duplicates. There are going to be probably more than one agency bringing those DUI goggles, which is fine. we're in the process now of coordinating some dog demos again, and I hope to have at least as many as last year, perhaps 3 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday. A time frame, have them spread out. As has been the case in years past, we're also working with Air One, trying to get the helicopter to land on Saturday and Sunday at sometime during the day and have it land in the parking lot and let everybody go out and take a look at it. Last year, unfortunately, we got rained out on the Sunday, but the Saturday morning we did it, there were several hundred people out there to greet the helicopter.
Well, this is all, and it's really interesting stuff. So whether you're a child that wants to learn more about your community heroes, or maybe you're looking at a career, or you're just interested, I mean, there's a lot to see. And there's a lot of free stuff.
Oh, hell, so there's badges and coloring books and you name it. Every agency brings things to give out. And it's funny you should mention the career aspect, because one thing we've done this year is we've extended the invitation to the military. And I'm not sure, we received some feedback yet on that. I'm hoping to get a couple military tables set up where they can do recruiting. You know, the military is law enforcement or protecting our country, so we feel it's appropriate that they're involved, and hopefully they will be.
Well, and a lot of people I know in the VHPD, I mean, you guys have people on your ranks that have served like that. So
oh, yeah, we sure have. We do have several, but we're excited about the different agencies that have expressed an interest in coming this year. It's going to add a lot of some newness to the displays, and we're always looking for ways to change it and make it better.
So, and everything's free. It's not like you have to, if you're here at the mall, you're going to get to see all this stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Sure, of course it's free. You come in the mall and just enjoy yourself. You could bring your digital camera or your cell phone, because everybody's got a camera now on their cell phone, and you could just take pictures of your child or yourself, for that matter, sitting in a squad car, and just have fun with the whole thing.
That's a great thing coming up. So that's September 13th and 14th here at the mall. This is spearheaded by Vernon Hills Police Department with the support of Westfield, but thanks to all those other organizations that get involved.
It is a commitment. And people don't realize, to get the vehicles inside the mall, I think last year we probably had 20 or 23 vehicles. It's a commitment. The vehicles have to come in on Friday evening when the mall closes. It's a big parade coming into the mall, and they cannot get the vehicle out till Sunday afternoon when the mall closes. So the agencies have to take that into consideration. Somebody's going to drive up the car Friday afternoon. They've got to have a ride back too. So we appreciate the commitment and the time involved with all the agencies that do participate, but it is a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. That's something to write down on your calendar, something good for the whole family. Well, that's the 12th and 13th of September. Yes?
September 13th and 14th. September. Saturday and
13th and 14th. Saturday and Sunday. Don't come the wrong day. Sorry about that. Well, now let's talk. Since we've got you here, we always like to give a little bit of security update, security tips.
Okay.
We were just talking before camera about how people post things on Facebook. We're on vacation. The dog's even away, and what a not a good thing to do if you're trying to keep your home secure.
Social media is a lot of fun. It sure is. It's an addiction, as most people know. But try to maintain some confidentiality and some privacy with what you tell people. It's people think nothing of going on there. Oh, we're going out of town. You know, my husband we're going on a cruise. My husband gave me a cruise for my birthday. We're leaving next week. You know, and we're going to be gone. Here's where we're going to be. Boom, boom. On this day we're going to be here. I'm taking it a little further, but yeah, sure. People need to be careful with what you tell people on Facebook. And I've heard the arguments, well, it's only going to my friends, but who are they telling? you know, and are these friends of yours really your friends? I know what a Facebook friend can be. So just be careful. And there's no reason to be telling people when you're going to be home and when you're leaving and all that kind of stuff. It just opens up a possibility, maybe it's ever so slight, that you're putting your residence in jeopardy, and I hate to see that.
Yeah, you wouldn't put it on a poster and say, guess what, the house is empty for 3 weeks. So, you know, you wouldn't put it there either.
No, any more than you would leave your mail all piled up on the
Right.
front porch
That's
either. You know,
another one,
it kind of
right?
goes. It's one more little thing to remember. In this case, remember not to do, as opposed to remember to do.
And you also have talked to us about it's important to keep your vehicles and your homes locked, even during the day. Just stay locked up.
Keep it locked up. And a lot of people know these series of burglaries that occurred throughout the county over the last couple months or so, where some of the offenders were going into unlocked vehicles, finding a garage door opener in the vehicle. Boom. Well, if you have a garage door opener in your unlocked vehicle, it's the equivalent of having an unlocked garage. A lot of people then take it a step further. A lot of people, unfortunately, do not lock the door going from the garage into the house. Then what happens? Now that could be scary. You're laying in bed, sound asleep, and you don't realize how vulnerable your home is simply because your car is open and the garage door opener is inside. Something to think about.
That is something to think about. And and as we're getting ready, school is going to be starting, always just be very watchful when you're driving. I mean, we'll go into that more next month on our edition, but keep your eyes and ears open.
Of course, absolutely. And put the cell phone down when you're driving.
Yes.
Once again, we have our monthly reminder.
Yes.
Let's get the word out again. And I see emails on a weekly basis from people that see people with phones in their hands or whatever. And I hear talk that some people still don't know it's a law. I don't know how that's possible, but it's a law. No cell phone in your hand while you're driving.
Well, and it doesn't matter. I saw somebody today, they had the Bluetooth connected because I could see it up there, but they had the phone in their hand still. So it's like phone in one hand, ticket in the other.
That's the state campaign. Phone in one hand, ticket in the other, right?
Okay. Well, thank you for your time today. We'll make sure we come out to the Law Enforcement Expo coming up in September, and good luck on all that planning that's going in.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. September 13th and 14th, regular mall hours. 10 to 9 on Saturday, 11 to 6 on Sunday. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to welcome home Sergeant David Patak. Does David want to step forward? Or is he?
Am I up, Mayor?
This looks like David.
All right, Mayor and Village Board, thank you for the opportunity of doing something special. This is our 9th Operation Welcome Home that we've done right here in the village of Vernon Hills. Very special. And this one, like the others, it strikes a tone in all of us. David, troops, can you come on up? Sergeant David Patak, a Vernon Hills resident, a 2008 graduate of Stevenson High School. Like a lot of young American boys, did something very cool. He enlisted in the United States Army in his junior year, and between his junior and senior year, he went to basic training. Upon completion of that, upon graduation, he was assigned to MP school, where he went on to become an MP. He got married with his family, did a tour in Germany. After Germany, he came back to the United States, was assigned to the state of Washington, and then unfortunately he received orders to go to the Middle East, where he had to provide support as an MP for the combat troops in Camp Beering, Kuwait, and then was later assigned to dignitary protection throughout the Middle East, but based out of Amman, Jordan. During that time, his wife, who was also our first spouse from Vernon Hills to marry a soldier, raised 2 young boys, and during that time, supported him faithfully and loyally. So I'd like to do a couple welcome homes today. I'd like to not only welcome home our Sergeant, our MP, I'd like to recognize the spouse and the dependent. Alyssa, would you post, please?
How you doing, Melissa?
Behind every soldier, every Marine is every married and soldier Marine, I should say, is a great spouse, and this is Alyssa. Well, they live in the same subdivision on the same street. Ironically, they go to two different high schools. Alyssa is a 2008 graduate of Vernon Hills High School.
Yeah.
And during my interview with her, I found out she was a star softball player in her freshman year. She was called up to the varsity, did 4 years there playing center field for the Cougars. So I thought that was very, very cool. They got married, and they have 2 young sons. They have Braden and Jace back here. And I was given the great news yesterday at La Rosa that a 3rd one is on the way. So congratulations to the family.
Wonderful. Great.
Some very cool news for all of us. His new orders are going to be maybe Vernon Hills, this area. He's going to be assigned to recruiting for the next 3 years here. So I thought that was very nice.
Great.
I'd also like to recognize Miss Patak. Can you please come on up? In our last Operation Welcome Home, probably like many of you, I was struck very much by Mrs. Weinberg and some of the comments, the eloquent comments she said. Speaking from the heart, I recall her saying she didn't sleep, she worried, there was a lot of stress, and she could not rest until her boy was home, until she was able to hug him again, and you saw her emotion right here. It struck a tone. I found that same tone with Mrs. Patak, who was telling me what it was like to have a son deployed in a dangerous area of the world. So Mrs. Patak, you have the green light now to hug your son and say, job well done. So David, before I turn the microphone over to the mayor who's going to present you with the proclamation and a couple other great things, I'm going to allow your family to speak, but I'm going to tell you on behalf of the Village of Vernon Hills, the Vernon Hills Police Department, and the fine men and women of the Countryside Fire Department, we are proud of you. You carried yourself with honor, and hooah.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't have this. Oh,
If you want to take pictures, you can come up here.
does somebody want to come behind?
I personally just want to say thank you so much for allowing us to even have this kind of welcome home, especially since we've been stationed so far away from home for so long. It's so nice to be welcomed home, and especially it's both of our homes, so it feels even probably as awesome for him, but it's even awesome for me. And we just want to thank you so much for supporting him and giving us this opportunity to have our all family and friends welcome him home in the way I got to when I was there actually getting to see him come home. So thank you.
Are you both on? Did you grow up on? I know you did because I know
I grew up in Vernon Hills.
Were you
a
on
couple
Linden?
different areas.
Oh, you're at what street were you at?
I grew up in Westwood, and then I grew up on Oakwood, and then now Deer Path. So
Oh, okay, all right.
all
okay.
in Vernon Hills.
I thought potentially it was right in the, the Bill, Deer Path, Midway. I don't even, where
That one area.
the line goes through the middle of some guy's house, So, anyway, okay. What?
They're still talking.
Oh, okay. Does Mrs. Patak, you want to say something?
I just want again to say thank you so much for giving David this wonderful welcome home, Sergeant David Patak, this wonderful welcome home. We're just so pleased. We want to thank you, Mayor Byrne, for allowing us to do this. To Officer Deputy John Petrello, thank you so much too. And for the village board for welcoming David home, and to the people of Vernon Hills, the village of Vernon Hills, for giving David a warm welcome home. I'd also like to recognize some of our family members at this time.
Sure.
David's brother Michael, David's sister Jennifer,
Okay.
and there's another sister who's at home not feeling good, Nicole,
Okay.
and also for the Doherty family, Mr. Doherty, Michael Doherty, Alyssa's sister Sarah, there you are. Okay. And her brother Michael, and to the Blair family, Blake family, I'm sorry, the Blake family, thank you. And thank you to all of our family and friends for being here. It's your one of our neighbors, Ron, is here too. Thank you too, and Uncle Rich and Auntie Evie, thank you very much for being here. And again, thank you to the village and the entire community for everything.
Did you thank Ray?
And Ray, thank you too.
I would just like to thank everyone, Mayor Byrne, dignitaries, trustees, and all the dignified people from Vernon Hills here. What a great town. What a great town. And I want to especially say something. When he graduated at his boot camp training at Fort Leonard Wood, in that whole big army, that whole big armory, and all the people there, his commander says, we want to honor 4 soldiers for discipline. And they called out 3 soldiers, and then the 4th one was David. And that really made us proud, because every soldier came up and said their name and what town you're from. And when he said David Patak, Vernon Hills, Illinois, it really touched me, you know. And that shows the character of this town. To bring such a fine young man, you know. When he was a little boy, I remember him waving to Pete in the Public Works truck and going up to the policeman when he was small and talking with the policeman, and, you know, and it's just overwhelming what an all-American city, you know, from all over the country, you know. And that commander says we have the finest people here for our country to defend us, you know. And that was a touching thing, you know. But it just goes to show the character of this town, you know, where, hello, how are you? You walk down the street and everything else, and people say, hey, how you doing? How are you? And, you know, and that's how it is. It's such a wonderful town. And I can't say enough about the Vernon Hills Police Department, the Police Explorers, which he joined when he was younger. And he was so thrilled to get into the Police Explorers and just to do anything he could do to help, you know. And what a program. What a program. And again, and I know there's other Police Explorers there that will grow up to be in law enforcement, grow up with maybe in the federal government, work for the federal government, maybe, who knows, FBI, CIA, or whatever, you know. And they say they got their start with the Police Explorers, you know. So I do commend you for that program. And on that part, I would like to thank everyone, and there's so many other soldiers that are out there from Vernon Hills right now fighting and protecting our American way and the American dream, just like all our towns here, like Vernon Hills. So on that note, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so I had to write mine down. I apologize.
That's all right.
Thank you, Mayor Byrne and all the board. I'm honored to be here tonight, and I have a long list of thank yous, so bear with me for a second, please.
Yeah, it's your night.
I got both people on either side of me, and I'd be in trouble if I didn't thank either one first. But I got to start off with my wife. Thank you for being there for me and our kids. Chief Patrol, like it's exactly like you said. The military spouse is the hardest job in the military. Even when I deploy, life doesn't stop for her. She was both the mom and the dad for our kids. And we're stronger together because of it. To my mom and dad, thank you for being supportive of me, especially during my deployment. Even now more than ever, now that I have kids, I could just imagine what you guys must feel, you know, when I go off to deploy. So, thank you. My siblings, Jenny, Mike, and Nicole, who's not here right now, thank you for taking care of mom and dad and, you know, keep making sure that they don't worry. Uncle Rich and Auntie Evie, you've been there from the start, so thank you. They drove down to Fort Leonard Wood for both my graduations, so thank you. My father-in-law, Mike Doherty, sister-in-law, Sarah Doherty, and brother-in-law, Mike Doherty Jr., thank you for being an amazing aunt, uncle, and grandpa, and for also taking care of Alyssa while I was gone. To my other friends and family, thank you. Also, the list is huge, but my other brothers and sisters in arms. Thank you for my role models in the Vernon Hills Police Department when I was an explorer, most especially Officers Rodriguez, Barry Hill, and Mayer. All of them were all my role models. Thank you, Chief Petrillo, and the Vernon Hills Police Department and Countryside Fire Protection District for this escort and this amazing recognition. This is such an honor to be here. It means so much that this type of recognition does exist. So I sincerely want to thank the Village of Vernon Hills. Everyone has a place they call home, and I'm proud mine is Vernon Hills. This is where I grew up, and this is where my heart is. Unfortunately, I still am a Stevenson fan, so. It's just such an honor to be here during this time of the year. You know, I used to love the 4th of July parade and summer celebration, and I'm still here for another week, so thank you for giving me this recognition. I really do appreciate it.
Summer celebration then.
I love it, so thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Yeah, get up. You know, I have a few things to say. One is, in particular, the proclamation we want to give you, David. So, Village of Vernon Hills is honored to recognize Sergeant David Patak. Sergeant Patak is a Vernon Hills resident and 2008 graduate of Stevenson High School. David joined the United States Army in 2008 and completed his basic training at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, receiving certification as a 31 Bravo military police, and upon completion was assigned to the 107th Military Police Company. He was stationed in Camp Buring, Kuwait in April 2013, providing patrol and support for forces conducting operations throughout the Middle East. And in Amman, Jordan, in October 2013, providing dignitary protective services for the U.S. Command Staff. Whereas the President, Board of Trustees, and the Village of Vernon Hills wish to express their sincere appreciation to Sergeant Patak for his service to our country. Therefore, be it resolved that I, Roger L. Byrne, President, Board of Trustees, and the residents of Vernon Hills are privileged to honor U.S. Army Sergeant David Patak for his service in the Middle East. Further, we declare July 15th, 2014 as U.S. Army Sergeant David Patak Day in the Village of Vernon Hills, dated today and signed by me. So let me get you the plaque. You know, here you go. All right, David. Welcome home. Thank you for serving. Now, I got some other stuff. This is some good stuff that you can use. I'd like to present the gift certificate for the Patak family, courtesy of Olive Garden, Vernon Hills. Welcome home. So, what do you want to take this, Ray? Let me see. And Alicia. You want to step forward, please? This is a Westfield Hawthorne welcome home for you. It's a shopping spree. Well, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I got, this is for David, our honoree tonight. David, this is from the Westfield Shopping Mall, also a shopping spree. All right, David. Okay, that's all I have. Yeah.
If you have comments or questions, please contact Mike Storto at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@vhills.org. Thank you for tuning in to the Vernon Hills Update.